It's halfway to 7:21 right now. Bob Zador's here with Reese, and This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zador, the Z Team for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793, retiredtoarkansas.net. Bob?
Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning. I've got Reese Tubbs with me this morning.
Welcome
Morning.
back. Good to see you.
He's actually one of the founding members when we started to branch out from the Z Team from Linda and I. And Reese covers our whole southern corridor down there. I think that's a fair way to put it. And
Yes.
I don't know all those towns, and that was why we brought Reese on, because people would call and they would say, I heard you on the radio when we were doing the radio, and I live down the road from the old Smith farm. And I'm like, dude, I don't know where the new Smith farm is, let alone where the old Smith farm is. I said, but I got a guy who can help you. I'd hook him up with Reese, and 15 minutes later, Reese would call back and say, hey, I talked to the guy, his brother and my sister, there's some sort of connection, and we've helped a lot of people down there.
Yes.
And that's been a big part of what we try to do with the team, and to obviously to help people, but to do a better job down there and cover an area that hasn't been really well covered.
Yep.
You've been doing this for quite a while,
7 years.
and then you grew up with your father.
Yeah, my father was a broker in Mountain View for 40 years, and he was with United Country back then. It was United Farm, and they changed it to United Country, and then I got out of it and got into some other things, and then got back in it in 2012
Okay.
with
And
Century 21.
with Century 21, good choice. And you've been with us now for a long enough time that people know that you're part of the Z Team.
3 or 4 years, I guess.
Yeah.
Three years.
Yeah, and I think that's that you've availed yourself of that. We've been able to help your business. You've been able to help our business, obviously. And tell people kind of the areas, how far they can go if they're watching and they're interested in listing a property, buying a property.
Well, we can, from where I live, I can drive an hour and be like in Ash Flat, Clinton, and Mountain View's close, Marshall, and Leslie, and up, here to Mountain Home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So.
Wow, Marshall and Leslie.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Try to pull up a map here so folks can actually see.
when you look at how big of an area we cover down there, and that's, like I said, that's all been ways that we've been able to help people that weren't really being serviced as well as they might have been.
Horseshoe Bend.
Yeah. So when we do that,
Okay, here we go. Slow this up so folks that don't know, here's Mountain Home right here, about 45 miles. There's Mountain View right in here. Here's Clinton, Marshall. So basically this whole, you've got a pretty good, it's like if it was that Apple computer byte, you'd have that whole byte out of north central Arkansas right there.
yeah,
Really.
and
Only 4 counties.
And you're based out of where? Calco Rock, or?
I'm in southern Baxter, or western Stone County area.
Down on Mountain View,
but we cover, like I said, we cover a pretty big area, and that's ways that we're able to do things that weren't being done before. So, and we've had good success. People have been happy with what they're getting. In Century 21, you're getting that brand name. You're getting that name that people can find. People will call us saying that they've been listed and they don't get any showings, and generally it's because people can't find the property to see it. So with us, and even on our website, I mean, we've got all the listings from all the agencies up here in the North Central Board. They're all on our website, so you can find what's available. We've had more success helping people, like I said, the people that weren't really getting showings. And then we take the listing, and the next thing you know, they got 5 showings in a fairly short period of time, and like, oh my God. So
Hey, I'm looking at the map here. You cover Heber Springs and Red River area.
We could. That's a little far, but we could.
That's some nice
Yeah.
real estate down in there. Every so often I have to go down to Heber Springs, back up to Greer's Ferry. That's pretty country.
Yes.
that's a little ride, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
and
it's
you want to deal with what you're comfortable with. We may, if we had something down that far, a little farther south, there's agents on a Conway and stuff that may be better suited to take care of that. And we can do that. We can refer people, agents in other companies, and help take care of clients' needs.
Yeah.
And that's
And that's
what
what
it's all about.
one of the benefits of having a brand name like you guys. If you've got a customer living in Mountain Home that's looking at selling their house, they're moving out of state, they're moving whatever.
You got that network.
Then
Yes, sir.
you can help them get the sale of that house and get it sold, but then you can turn around and help them find a realtor in the area that they're wanting to be that's going to be able to take care of them there, and it just kind of works hand in hand.
That's exactly right, Scott. And we're able to, as we're going through the process, we're able to help people. We got one that's going to be closing this week, and we've been in touch. Where you going? First thing we ask people is, what's Plan B? If I bring a buyer here tomorrow, where are you going to go? Oh, we're going to go to Florida, big state. When's the last time you were down there? And to have them go to the area that they're looking at, go see what the real estate market is like down there. You know, make sure that you really can go there, because well, we're going to go back to where Mom used to live. I've never been to where Mom used to live, but believe me, the neighborhood has changed since you were there. So we always make sure that they go out, and that's what we do. We'll hook them up with an agent that's able to take care of them, do the Century 21 business with them. They will, if they find something, then we stay in touch as far as where we're at with the sale here and where they're at with the purchase there. And it's worked just tremendous. And just to be able to take some of that pressure away from people, moving is the sight of the death of a loved one is like the most stressful thing you can do. So whatever we can do to help ease that pain is what we try to do. Just take that stress away.
And then having Reese in that area, because Mountain View, Marshall, you know, there's some prime property down there, so some good farms. And so when you say, well, you go down you go down past the Gulf Station and turn right down the gravel road going out in peace, and when you see the little church on the left turn by the oak tree, he'll know where it's at.
Well, that's really been the thing. He's really been able to help with that. People, you know, that's because that's what it is. We're landmark people.
Well, how long did it take you, Bob, after you moved here, to figure out what West Road was?
Yeah, well, there's any number of things like that.
You know, you go out West Road. It's Highway 178. Or 127. Yeah, it's
Turn at the
178.
stoplight.
And depending on where you are, 178 is either Buzzard Roost Road.
I was exactly.
Yeah, that's what I
Or
forgot. Yeah.
sometimes people call it Spring Street, but wait a minute, you know.
I think I told him it's off of 126. Which 126?
Yeah.
You know, because you're either over by
Buford
by
Road
by Buford, or else
Good
you're
point.
out by McDonald's out there in Gasville. So you've been doing this, and you've helped a lot of people. You know the area. That's probably our biggest strength.
I grew up in the area.
Yeah, that's right. So you know where these little side places are and stuff, and you've got a great idea of what the value of property is down there, because that's that's where you're from. That's where you know.
Yes.
And I think that makes a big difference instead of somebody just coming down trying to guess.
Yeah.
Or worse, how did you come to your price? Well, I told the guy that it was worth this much, or my cousin told me, my grass guy told me that it was worth this much, with no basis at all. That's what realtors do. We'll come up, we'll give you a fair market price. It does me no good to list your property at more than it's worth, less than it's worth, because this is business, and we kind of forget that sometimes. But especially if you're priced too high, and you're not getting any showings, and you're not getting anybody to look at it, people have to walk through the door to know what a great house it is. There's a number of properties out there. Some price points, it's a little more difficult to find things. You work around that, but you got to go by what's being sold and what when appraiser comes, because even if somebody's going to pay cash, they're still generally going to have an appraiser to make sure that property
Fair
is
market
worth
value.
what it's going to be. And if we don't know, if we go out to a house and it's a unique property, it's something that's special, we may recommend getting it appraised just to get some idea of where they want to be. And then, as you know, time is money. If you want to go, generally the best way to make that happen is to price it accordingly.
True.
And you can make more time. You can make more money, but you can't make more time. If those grandkids are calling your name and you want to be there, you need to be there.
Yep.
The difference right here, you take Mountain Home, Gasville, Cotter. Yes, we have a few farms, especially between here, the Buford Road area, and of course 178. You got the nice farms out there. But with Reese, you've got a lot of wide open territory. So you can handle the farm sale as well as the residential
Right.
on Elm Street and Mountain View, perhaps. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Stone, Izard, and Baxter County, southern Baxter, and Searcy County. There's
A lot of acres.
a lot of real property and farm property.
How much of that you think's up for grabs? What would you guess?
It's
Hard to say.
give it to, I don't know.
All of it
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
price
I
is
mean,
right.
exactly. Everything's for sale.
Yeah.
We just got to decide.
What's the number?
Yeah, this building's for sale, Dale. I mean, everything's
Oh,
for
yeah.
sale. It's just a matter of somebody wanting to and the buyer and the seller coming at a good price for both of them.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. But we've Reese has been a true blessing to the team. He's been able to help us to help a lot of other people, which we've done, and that's what it's all about. So
Look at some numbers.
we
got time for
certainly
some
can.
numbers.
I do. This week in real estate, as part of the Century 21 team, the most recognized, respected, and recommended company, myself, Linda, Reese Tubbs, Jordan Womack, Darlene Clark, Sam McMaster, TJ Fitzmaurice, all team members. This week, the market has sold. There were 63 new listings came up, 22 parcels of land, 6 commercial properties, 44 homes came on the market. They came on in a range from 19,000 to 645,000. And of those 44 that came on, 7 of those came on as active contingent, meaning that there's already a contract on them, and they're waiting either for approval of financing or inspections or something like that. But 7 came up as active contingent, and the time on market is way down from where we were. So it's an active market, and there's a lot of people that are in town this weekend for red, white, and blue, and they're going to be looking at houses.
Yep.
We've got a new magazine coming out. There's a new ad coming out. The average price coming on the market this past week was $182,000. There's been 34 sales, 5 parcels of land, 29 homes sold. Those homes sold from $28,000 to $767,000. Average sale price was $181,000. The average listed price when they came on the market was $197,000. But we're down to 124 days on market this week, so it's moving right along. $5.2 million in residential real estate closed this past week. 13 properties expired. 36 had price changes. There's 40 pendings. There's 30 listings in Missouri that are on our MLS. Of those 30 listings, 28 of them are Century 21. So if you're up there and you're thinking about coming on the market, give my honey a call. She's licensed in Missouri. Darlene Clark is licensed in Missouri. And Linda was up there. She put 3 properties, listed 3 properties this past weekend, so they're not on here yet. There's currently 566 homes on the MLS.
How many? What?
566 listed.
566.
So we're down. I mean, from where we had been, we're down quite a bit.
Boy, I remember back in.
Yeah, we've been up 1,200.
Oh
you
yeah!
know, I mean,
wow.
it was a little nutsy for a while there.
Boy, back in the radio days, that was over 1,000.
But you've got the interest rates are 4% or lower,
Yeah.
so people are able to go forward. The economy's better. More people are working. So they're getting out of apartments and things, and they're buying that first home. And the stuff that was at 100,000 is all gone. I mean, it's in pretty rough shape. So there's stuff out there, but with the interest rates being what they are and the options for financing, that's really great. This year, there's been 474 homes have sold for $68.8 million. Average market time is 135 days. Average sale price is $145,000. Last year, there had been 445 homes sold for $59.7 million. 163 days on market, an average sale price of $134,000, and that was. I mean, we thought last year was a good year. I mean, coming
Yeah,
out
you're
of
blowing that out of the water.
the way things have been. So we're moving right along this year, and the market's been moving. So if you're thinking about coming on the market, give us a call. Let's talk and be realistic with where you are in the process. If there's things that need to be done around the house, we don't encourage people to take on big projects. I'm not going to come in and tell you tear the kitchen out and redo it.
Yeah.
I may tell you to clean the carpet, but I'm not even going to tell you to tear it out generally, because let the next guy do that. And because no matter what you put in, the next guy's going to, oh man, we're going to put hardwood in, or oh no, I can't have hardwoods, it makes too much noise, we're going to have this. So let the next guy,
Sure, let them handle it.
girl, let them do what they want to do, because they're going to personalize it anyway.
How much sold last week? I didn't get that.
How much sold?
Yep.
$5.2 million in residential real
It's
estate.
up.
So now some of that may have been a little held over because of the way the calendar carries over in
Yeah.
the program.
Yeah.
So but the total number, that 68.8 million, that's a good number. That's year to date.
Wow. Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team, Century 21, Lemac Real Estate, for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. Retire to Arkansas.net. Reese, your number, can they call you straight
Yes.
on your phone?
870-373-1163.
All right.
And if you call the office, ask for us.
There you go.
Don't
Ask
just
for the
assume
Z
that you're
team.
going to guess. We don't own the place. We just, we're all at will employees, so I don't want people to get confused. Oh, you go? No, I don't own Century 20. Not at all.
There you go. All right. Time for a break. Be right back.